Driver's right, top of the hill. He's in close there.
I'm Derek Hill. Welcome to Valvoline's Great American Pony Car Shootout. Ford Mustang is one of the most popular muscle cars on the market today. When you think about performance, two names come to mind: Saleen and Roush. Each has a dedicated fan base, and we're here to find out which one's the best.
The Roush 427R comes with a Roush charged 4.6-liter V8, 435 horsepower, high-performance exhaust, Roush suspension, upgraded brakes, custom Roush body kit, and a weight of 3,680 pounds. The list price, $50,885.
Just so you know, this is a fair fight. Each of these cars were pulled off the showroom floor at Grand Prairie Ford in Texas.
The Saleen S281 has a 4.6-liter supercharged V8, 465 horsepower, upgraded exhaust, Saleen suspension system, Pirelli P0s, 4 piston brakes, a custom body, and a weight of 3,356 pounds. The list price, $60,462.
It's time to let these two ponies out of the corral and see which one's a thoroughbred and which one goes to the glue factory. We're going to test the 0 to 100 to 0 on these cars. Using the front straightaway here at Thunder Hill, we're going to test maximum acceleration and maximum braking on these two cars. We finished the 0 to 100 to 0 test. To test the distance between the two, we have a measuring wheel. The 427R bolted from 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds and hit 100 in 10.3. Braking from 100 to 0 took 4.7 seconds and 332 feet. The Saleen powered from 0 to 60 in 4.65 seconds, over 1/10 of a second slower than the 427R, and hit 100 miles per hour over 1 second slower than the Roush. Braking from 100 to 0 took 4.75 seconds and 346 feet. The Saleen was slightly outbraked by the 427R. Clearly in this challenge, the Roush comes out ahead. We've set up a slalom course to compare the G-forces and to see how quickly each of these can get through it. I had a blast driving each of these through the slalom course. Both were very fast, very agile. The Roush was like a bucking bronco, jumping out of the gates. A lot of fun to maneuver through the cones. The Saleen was a bit more steady, perhaps because of the wider tires and firmer suspension package, that it just got through a little bit quicker. That's why it won this contest by a mere 0.2 of a second. Time to take the Saleen out on the track and see what it can really do. We've got the TrackMate data logger, which is going to give us all kinds of information, such as cornering G-forces, braking, acceleration, all the data we need to give it a real comparison against the other car. So riding along in the Saleen S281 Supercharged gives you a really good feel for the road. The Saleen's got a good suspension package. The brakes give you plenty of confidence. The gearbox makes it a little bit hard to find where you're at times. You really feel the G's and the acceleration coming out of the corners. I think this is the most elegant looking ride you could expect with a Mustang. Although I do find it's not quite putting the torque down on the road like you'd want. Maybe they've taken away too much of that raw edginess that you want in a car like a Mustang, where you enjoy the brute force of it, where you want to experience the horsepower and hear it and feel it. Sometimes refining that too much maybe just takes away from what you really want out of one of these cars. Now we're out in the Roush 427R. The 427R is just a little more raw, a little more edgy. It's got a great sound. That supercharger just gives you such a nice linear power curve. It's got good road holding, good brakes, it's got some serious power. It maintains the muscle car that this really is. Looking at the track results, the Roush has a faster lap time, higher average track speed, and higher lateral G-forces. Let's take a look at the data and see how they compare. In this tighter section of the track, the Roush and the Saleen were very similar in their overall grip and performance, but as the corners start opening up, the Roush just starts pulling away. The data shows over the length of the track, the Roush was able to consistently open up its gap over the Saleen, not giving it a chance to ever catch up.
Well, I had a great time running each of these cars through the paces. We tested them in all kinds of ways. 0 to 100 back to 0 to test acceleration and braking, the slalom to test the agility of the car, and then we got to run them full speed on the track, which I think is the ultimate test. We have the data too to back it up. I think that both cars showed their strengths and weaknesses. In this case, I know which one I'd take home.
Yeah!
I crave cinematic perfection.